Hey guys, welcome to Ghost of Tsushima episode 25, I think now. Beautiful start, absolutely perfect. Okay. Last time we finished up Masako's storyline, which was fun. Yeah, it was interesting. I think I have some thoughts on it. I think when everything is done, like when credits roll on this game, I'll do like a mini review. I'm not a professional reviewer by any means, but I think that's part of the fun of playing a game through it is collecting your thoughts on it and then just sharing it somewhere. So we'll do that. So it's a Friday at the time of recording, so I don't have any obligations to wake up early in the morning. So I think we can maybe, I don't know how much. No, I still want to keep it relatively short. So, I still gotta sleep, But I think because when I play on a weekday, like on Mondays through Thursdays, like it's hard for me to relax even when I'm playing because the next morning I know I have to go to work. But I think I can have, like on Fridays and stuff, like I can really enjoy myself because I don't have to worry about any obligations, like I said. So yeah, we'll just go with the flow. I think I want to, since we're already very close to finishing Ishikawa, and I think Norio also has a quest line in this region. Since we're almost done with those, maybe we can I don't want to say I am gonna finish both of them, but I think we can at least finish one of them. And I'm gonna be honest, guys. Let's camp right here. I think so far Norio's questline is the weakest, and I am not enjoying it. It's still fun, don't get me wrong, but I'm not enjoying it as much as Ishikawa's or as much as I enjoyed Masako's. So I kind of want to save the best for last. So I think we'll tackle Norio's first, if I'm correct in assuming that he does have a questline in this region. Yeah, despite me looking at the map so many times, I don't really remember what I see half the time. So funny thing about if you watched my last episode, then you know that I was currently doing a Vikes Madness build for Elden Ring. Yeah, turns out that Madness, I thought it was, like, I knew like you couldn't use Madness on creatures and stuff, but since you know that one Madness skill incantation where you grab somebody and then you just inflict massive amounts of madness stack up on somebody? Since that works on humanoids, I thought it just regular madness build up works on humanoids too. But no, turns out that madness, it only works on like actual other people, like PvP. It has no use in PvE. Yeah, so that whole madness thing, I mean, it's fine, cause the Ash of War is still really good for Vike Spear, even without the madness buildup. And that spear has a decent range to it, so it's not all that bad, but I'm kind of like my style is, if I'm gonna use a weapon, I want to get as much out of it as I can. So if like an entire feature to that weapon is just rendered invalid, yeah, that's not, I don't jive with that. So what I'm doing currently is learning how to parry and learning how to parry in Elden Ring. So I have my buckler parry on that buckler shield on one hand, and I have a Nagatana on the other. So parry timing is something I tried to learn when I first played Elden Ring, but I never got it down. But now I'm kind of forcing myself. I managed to beat a Crucible Knight with parrying. Crucible Knight's like attacks, like his swings are really slow, right? His the wind-ups. So it's kind of easy to parry him. It's funny, like usually Crucible Knights are like really tough to deal with, especially in the early game. What am I doing? Sorry. Oh my god. Yeah, but parrying kind of like, it kind of dumbs it down. So parrying Crucible Knight is, I think, easier than parrying like a regular foot soldier. Like for some reason, parrying foot soldiers gives me a harder time than a Crucible Knight. But yeah, I'm still learning, so maybe I'll get the hang of it eventually. Man, my back is killing me today. All right. You know, despite this being much smaller, the map much smaller than Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I don't know, maybe my patience, my attention span has become a lot shorter. Like, the fact that we're in the final region, doing all the little question marks is kind of burning me out. Like, this is such a, it's like relatively, it's not a big map, right? This is a pretty small map actually. But yeah, it's just, maybe it's that, you know, when you're like in, we call it senioritis. I don't know like what it's called now, but back in high school, like, you kind of, I don't know, not do as well in your senior year of high school because you're at the end and you just kind of don't care anymore. So yeah, we used to call it senioritis. That's what it feels like that right now. Like I have third regionitis, final regionitis. Man, I wish I could jump on my horse. And he's gone. I think we're already here anyway, right? Why is there all of this writing everywhere? Who are these people? Oh, that's cool. Okay, so this is like a legend storyteller kind of place, but I don't see a legend storyteller. Oh, jeez. Okay. All right. How do I get to that area? Do I have to climb out from the inside first? Before I go any further, let me Let me look around. Composite bow. This is what I picked up, right? One of the Mongols' principal weapons, the composite bow is incredibly accurate, with a range of over 250 yards. The bow themselves are built with a core of wood, such as birch and elm, strong against its natural curve. Over time, bamboo has become one of the most desirable materials for this, as its lack of grain reduces the risk of developing unwanted twisting, as well as providing for greater overall strength. Huh. Composite bows out of bamboo. I actually have never heard of that before, but it makes a lot of sense. The game is glitching on me. I don't know if you saw that. Okay. Alright. Yeah, okay, yeah, there is Norio. Let's go back and just upgrade some stuff. Armor, I don't need to upgrade armor, I think. Like any armor other than this one. But I do think later on, I still want to upgrade everything. All the armors and stuff, because yeah, just for the sake of completing everything. Okay, let's Let's clear up all the remaining villages, captured towns, whatever. Because we've had this quest open for a very long time. Oh my gosh, dude. I keep forgetting this horse is not Torrent. This horse can't jump unlike Torrent. Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. I wonder if I can connect a PS5 controller to this. Like, I know you can connect the Xbox controller. Because Xbox, PC, Microsoft, you know. But does a PS5 controller work? I don't know. Like, will it connect to a PC? Because I really want to try out haptic feedback. I heard it's amazing. Like, it's not just like... Because when I first heard about haptic feedback, I thought it was just like... I don't know, special vibrations. Because I think all controllers have that, right? But apparently haptic feedback is like different. Like, I heard it feels really good to use haptic feedback when you're playing the Insomniac Spider-Man games, when you're like web swinging. I really want to try that out. There is one Spider-Man game that came out back a long time ago on the PS2? Or is it the PS1? I don't remember. But it also has a PC port. It's that one Spider-Man game where like one of the beginning missions is you have to defuse or try to at least get rid of a bomb from a bank. I don't know if anybody knows this one. It's pretty popular actually. I think like if you're a huge Spider-Man fan, you might know this game. I'm not a huge Spider-Man fan, but I do like Spider-Man a lot, but I would never consider myself like a fanatic. But a long time ago, my parents used to, like our family used to babysit these two kids, these siblings, and sometimes we would go to their house, or rather their apartment, because there was a piano tutor that lived nearby, and then since they had a piano, like we would go to their apartment to take those lessons. And that family had a PS1 or 2, I don't know. And then they had the Spider-Man game, and then in my free time for like 30 minutes I would always play. Oh my god. Yeah, but back then, since I was like really young and I wasn't really tech savvy back then, and I didn't have a console of my own, so I didn't really understand how PlayStations worked. I didn't know how to save the game. Like back then they had those memory cards. Is that what they were called? Memory cards? But they were always full out of storage, so, and since it wasn't my PS1, I didn't want to like delete any data on them. So what I would do is like every time I would play that Spider-Man game at their place, I would just basically start a fresh new game every single time. So I think I played that beginning mission. So if you don't know that game, basically you start out on top of a building and then you web swing while beating up some thugs along the way, and then you reach the bank, and then you take, I don't want to spoil it, and unless you, like, in case you want to play it yourself, even though it's a really old game. After you deal with the bomb, the next part you gotta you fight Scorpion, and then I believe it's Venom. So since I played those beginning parts over and over again at their place, like eventually I got so good at it. Like, keep in mind, I was like really young, so when I say good at it at that age, it might not be as impressive as it is now. Oh my god, man. Why am I so bad at this? Dude, he's so fast, man. Yeah, so like basically in like 1 hour, I would basically speed run. Because I couldn't save and I wanted to progress through the story to see like what happens next. I would basically speed run the game every single time I played. And in like 1 hour I would get to that Venom fight. Well, it was more like a chase, because you don't really fight Venom until like much later. But like you have to chase him down. Yeah, and since that game came out, like even like back when I played it at their place, it was still considered a pretty old game. So eventually like a couple of years later, or maybe like even several years later, I was shopping at Costco with my mom, and then I saw the PC port of that game. Like I immediately grabbed it. Look at him, he's not even holding the sword properly. Yeah, so I was so happy, like it blew my mind. Like I had no idea there was a PC version of that game until I saw it at Costco. Like usually when cause you're a kid, like if we weren't like rich or anything, so whenever like I really wanted a toy or something, I would like have to beg my parents for weeks, sometimes months. But then since I guess it was like an old game, excuse me, so it wasn't that expensive, and I guess maybe it was on sale or something, I don't know. But like my mom was like, okay, and then she bought it for me immediately. Bro, I was so happy that day. Like I could finally I didn't have to speedrun it anymore. I didn't have to start over a new game every single time. I could finally see what happens after the Venom chase. Yeah, dude, that game was so fun. Where else? Are there any other prisoners? 3 out of 4, okay. This doesn't seem right. What is that super red shrine? Is that a Inari shrine, maybe?
お侍様、助かりました。わしらはこの鎧を守るよう頼まれたのですが、あなたにお預けするべきですな。
それはハーンが作らせた鎧だ。
さようでしたか。
もうこの手に渡らずよかった。
Yeah, I don't want to look at any armor pieces until I have the full set. I don't want to spoil myself. What are you doing, Jin? I think some of my favorite game experiences were from back then, like that Spider-Man game. Cause back then, like, we didn't, like, it's, when I was young, it's not like it is now. Like, not every family had like a very good PC and stuff, right?
O samurai-sama, Sago no mura de myou na koto ga aru you desu.
もうこか。
わかりません。村の人は追い詰められたような顔をしているのですが、気にするなというばかりで。
厄介事が起きておるようだな。調べてみよう。
I mean, let me rephrase what I said. Like, people did have good PCs. Well, what a good PC would be considered good back in those days. But it's just that, like, my family, we just didn't really... We never invested in one, so the best thing we had was, like... At the time, the best thing we had was my dad's laptop, which... which is not... It wasn't... Laptops, like, now you have, like, gaming laptops and stuff, but back then, you didn't really play any games on laptops back then. And even then, like, if you want to game on a laptop, you have, like, a USB mic you can connect to, or Bluetooth mouse and stuff, right? But no, you, like... How I played Spider-Man on the laptop was with the touchpad and arrow keys. Like, yeah, it was bad, but I still managed to do it. You know, you see those YouTube videos of, like, people being like, can I beat this game on a laptop with a touchpad only? You know, like physical challenges they will impose on themselves to beat difficult games like Elden Ring and whatnot. That's basically what I did when I was a kid. Except the games weren't as difficult as Elden Ring, I guess. Oh yeah. I think back in the day, I think the... Oh, look at me, I'm so old, I'm saying shit like back in the day and stuff. No, I'm not that old, I swear. I'm not old. But I'm probably older than the average YouTube gamer, whatever, VTuber, whatever. Yeah, but I think the other game that I really enjoyed was Star Wars Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy.
賢治の酒があれば火の打ちどころがないのだが、長話を聞かねばならぬか。
Yeah, that game I also played with the touchpad and arrow keys. When I say arrow keys, I literally mean arrow keys, like not even WASD. Cause back then, like my brain didn't work that way. I'm like, WASD, like who would ever use these keys? Like arrow keys just make sense. It's already pointing up, down, left, and right. Like why would you use WASD? That was my thinking back in the day. But now I'm so used to it, right? But anyway, yeah. Jedi Academy, dude, that game was so good. Like a Star Wars game with like actual like lightsaber, like good lightsaber combat, you know? And it's like we had to wait so long for another game like that to come out, another Star Wars game like that to come out, which is why I enjoyed Jedi, what is it called? Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor. Yeah, those two games have their faults, but I just love those games because it reminded me of the time that I played Jedi Academy. Okay, well, I think we're almost done with this quest. Got one more place to go to. Maybe. Yeah, later on we got like a proper desktop PC. And I think, well, really the only game that I had when we got the desktop PC, which by the way was still not any sort of gaming PC, like it sucked, but it was better than the laptop, was those really old Harry Potter games, which had a PC port. So back then, only the first game had come out, the Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone game. So when I was like really into Harry Potter when I was a kid, I played that game so much. Yeah, but since like that game was considered new at the time when I played it, sort of, and the desktop that I played on was pretty shit comparatively. Like back then I didn't know what like frames per second was, you know, like I was a kid, like I didn't know anything. So when that game ran at like, I'm not even joking, like that game ran at like single digit FPS, like maybe 15 to 20 FPS at best, you know? No, let me take that back. Not even 15, I think 10 FPS at best. Like I thought that was normal. I thought that was just like how the game was supposed to run at. So yeah, basically I beat that game a couple of times running at less than 10 FPS, which is wild, you know? Yeah, and then when the Chamber of Secrets game came out, the second Harry Potter game, yeah, by then my computer was too crappy. Like, I remember it just hard crashed at a certain cutscene. Like, it just wouldn't get past it no matter what. So, like, I loved the game, but I had to give up eventually.
待たせてしまったな。
はあ、来てくださったんですね。
さあ、早く逃げよう。
これを感謝の印として。
And eventually, my grandma visited us once from Korea. And then she bought me a Game Boy Advance. So I played like the GBA versions of the Harry Potter games. Well, technically they were Game Boy Color Harry Potter games. But like, you know how the GBA could still run Game Boy Color cartridges? So that's what I did. Those games were awesome, not gonna lie. You know, when I first bought the GBA, or when my grandmother bought me the Game Boy Advance, like I sort of knew that you needed cartridges to play any video games on them. But like I never had one for myself before, so I was like, surely they would still have some like preloaded games in it, right? But no. So after I got the GBA, like I just had the GBA itself with no games whatsoever for like a month, I think. Or maybe it was just a couple of weeks. Yeah. But like I was so excited about having a GBA for myself. Cause like all of my friends had it and everything, but I was like the only kid with that one. But so yeah, so I was just so excited to just have one that I would just turn it on and just pretend that I'm playing something, and then like, cause you know how when you first boot up the GBA it has like Game Boy logo. Yeah, I would just like turn it on, watch the little Game Boy Advance animation play for just like on loop, just turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off. Yeah, that's what I did. Kind of sad thinking about it now. Yeah, eventually when I did get a game cartridge, I didn't really know like what games were good and stuff, so like my mom had to buy me a game, right? But I guess she didn't like the idea that my grandma had bought me a Game Boy Advance, so she reluctantly bought me a game for it. Like I knew, like back then I knew like Pokemon games were really popular, and that's what I wanted. But those games were like kind of expensive. So she had me choose a game that was cheap, like a game that wasn't as popular, I guess. So I just picked whatever box art looked cool, and it was Gradius Galaxy. I think it was Gradius something. I think it was called Galaxies. If you don't know what that is, it's like you just control your ship, and then it's a side scroller ship controlling bullet hell game. And for a kid, for like my age at that time, playing a bullet hell game was like it was like Dark Souls for me. It was so hard. Like that game was, yeah. So back in middle school, or was it freshman year of high school, I didn't have access to my GBA anymore, so what I did was I downloaded an emulator, Virtual Boy. I don't know if that's still active. Oh shit. Oh no. Bro, no. Yeah, so I downloaded an emulator and I tried playing that Gradius game again, you know, just for the memories. Boy, dude, I could barely get past like the second level. I was like, how in the world did little kid me beat this game when I was that young? That game was super hard. I think after Gradius, the second like proper Game Boy Advance game that wasn't a Game Boy Color port. Well, technically it's not a port, right? Because since it's still a, yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like a proper game that was built for the Game Boy Advance was, it's a game that my friend let me borrow, which was Fire Emblem. It's the first Fire Emblem game that was released in the West, but technically I think it was the 7th in the franchise, right? Blazing Sword, I believe it's called. Yeah, dude, that game like really blew my mind. Up until then, that was like my favorite game that I had ever played. I think that's why I love tactical strategy games so much. Like the moment that the moment that really hooked me. Like, I don't know if you've ever played it for yourself, but in that game, like the first that's like the first game that I played where you are like there's a like you create like a character creator, sort of. It's not really, it's you just enter your name, your birthday, and then like you don't really even show up in the game. It's just like characters sometimes talking to you. That's it. So I don't think you can really call it a character creator, whatever. But yeah, but it had like a very basic rudimentary version of it, right? And I had never experienced that before, so that was mind-blowing for me. Like when it had you enter your name and stuff, I was like, okay, this is kind of weird. Like why is it asking me to do this? And then like after you do that, immediately the first character that you run into like talks to you like directly. Like when that happens, like I couldn't understand what was going on. I was like, holy crap, like this person is actually talking to me. And then like that immediately formed a connection, like a personal connection for me. So like I absolutely fell in love with that game. In case you don't know, the first character that you run into in that game is Lynn, or Lindis, if you want to call her. If you don't know who that is, if you ever played like a Super Smash Brothers or whatnot, it's the the green-haired pony. She has the really long ponytail with the green hair. She has a sword. She uses a katana called the. She has two main weapons: the manikati and the solkati. Yeah. So you might be familiar. You might like recognize her if you've seen her before. If you like just look at her, and you might just not like realize who she is. So yeah. So like she's my favorite video game character like ever. Even to this day, I think. And I just can't find this last person. And it really helped that Fire Emblem game has a pretty good story, if I say so myself. I mean, comparatively, like now, like it's not anything special if you look at some of the games that are out now. But like, considering back then, it's pretty good, you know? Bro, where the heck is... I feel like I've been in this village for an hour. I also play. My first Pokemon game was the first Pokemon game that I didn't have to borrow from somebody was Ruby that I got for my birthday. Dude, Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, dude, they were so good. Like I played the DS Pokemon games like White, Black, Sun, Moon, and whatever. But nah, man, I couldn't, like, I barely finished those. Like, I couldn't even get through Pokemon Sun. Or was it Moon? Like, I don't even know what version I have. I was like, oh, maybe... Excuse me. I was like, maybe I'm just like too old for this. Maybe I just grew out of my Pokemon phase and I just don't enjoy these types of games anymore. But no, like, you know how they had the Ruby and Sapphire remake? For those, was it for the DS or the Switch? I don't know. I think it was for the DS. They had the remake for Ruby and Sapphire. And no, I love those games so much. Like even the remake. So I was like, I know for sure it's not that I just grew out of them. It's like something about the Hoenn region that really gets me. Okay guys, I've been walking around this village for a long ass time and I can't find. Maybe I missed it. Maybe I missed the last hostage. Like I walked right past him without realizing because I'm talking so much. Hold on, maybe up there? Yeah.
おい、動く外だ。
I don't see any enemies around. Oh, okay. Alright. I just gotta figure out how to get up there. Actually, I think I saw a staircase in the main room. Yeah. Not a staircase, a ladder. Okay, I think it's time to check out for any materials and whatnot.
"お侍、お会いしたのも何かの縁。この鎧は猛虎に追われた職人から託されたものです。
では俺がハーンの代わりに預かっておくとしよう。よくぞ守ってくれた。
当然のことです。
これで全て揃ったな。あの弟子の元に戻るか。
猛虎の船から逃れて。
Oh shoot.
小舟があるらしいぞ。
I dropped something 1 second after this cutscene. Alright, I'll be back in... For you, it's gonna be like 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Doo-doo-doo.
酒井、話が。
Should be somewhere here. Ah. I'm gonna be honest, I don't have high expectations about how this armor looks.
いかがです？鎧は見つかりましたか？
もうこの手に渡ることは二度とない。師匠の仇は取ったぞ。
これで師匠の鎧をめぐって傷つく者は現れないのですね。ですがあと一度だけでも教えを受けたかった。
お主が教えればよい。
そうですね。わしも弟子を取り、師匠の技が後の世まで受け継がれるようにいたします。
Is it just me or just looks like a regular Mongolian armor that like all the enemies that we've been fighting wears. It just makes me look like a regular enemy. I mean, I guess the design is still pretty cool. Like, if I hadn't seen all those enemies before, and I just saw this for the first time, I'd be like, hell yeah, this looks awesome. But like, I feel like I've seen this a million times so far. Alright. Major increase to health. Reduces all damage by a major amount. Disguises you while out of combat, massively reducing Mongol detection speed. So it's like a tank and stealth armor rolled into one. It's like, it's so similar to the Samurai Clan armor, right? Except for the stealth part. And you can't even upgrade this. This is it. Like, this is how it looks. If I'm being fully honest, my expectations were low, yet I'm still disappointed. At least the helmet looks kind of cool. I don't think I'm ever gonna wear it, but it still looks nice.
叔父上が見たら何と言われるだろうな。
He would have a heart attack, honestly. Shimura. Like, if it's like we kind of betrayed him once, right? Well, betray is a strong word, but that's probably how Shimura sees it, right? If he saw Jin in that Khan's armor, dude, he would freak out. I know we can upgrade some armors, but I'm gonna save the resources until I have like all my ammo pouches and whatnot fully upgraded. We will do... So it seems like we have 2 more Norio quests until it's fully complete. I'm gonna tackle at least one of them. I don't know if I'm gonna get to all of them, but at least one before I sign off. Whoops.
我々にお申し出くださいました大変
俺はここだ。この大気を毒そうだと試練の目が。
Is this even Norio's quest? Yeah, it should be.
あなたがクロード。猛虎をたたえておったな。さぞ褒美が良いのであろ
断れば殺されるだけ。今は守り手の弟だけが頼りです。
う。ノリオを知っておるのか。
戦自宅をしております。お連れいたしましょう。
急げ。
さあ、こちらです。
あれはノリオが知ってのことか。
杉寺を奪い返すまで猛虎に疑われぬよう従うふりをしろと。
あやつが言ったのか。
ええ、あなたを手本にしたと聞いています。クロード様から学んだことをよく話していますよ。道中様、なぜお戻りに。クロード様です。ノリオは港中におります。
猛虎の気を引け。そして小勢を両脇に送り込む。木を隠れ蓑にするのだ。酒井様、皆の者、酒井様とお話をしてまいる。よく来てくれました。こちらへ。
I like how they just
杉寺を奪い返すつもりらしいな。
稽古を積みました。十分なほど。
見知った顔がおったぞ。
赤島のものです。櫛寺にも使いを送りましたが、誰も来ておりません。
あんなことがあってはな。
櫛寺なしでも杉寺は奪えます。
I like how they just the NPCs you're following they just shut the door in your face.
あやつらが戦えると思うか。
我らで事足ります。
ならばなぜ巻き込む。
杉寺を奪えば戦に加わった各々が島中に話を広める希望の使いとなれます。それは我らではできぬこと。皆の力で勝たなければなりません。
いつ攻め入るのだ。
夜明けに仕掛けます。クロードと共に杉寺へ参ろう。金田の木はお仲間だけで取り戻したのですよね。心もとなく思いましたか。
策通りに事が運ぶかずっと不安であった。
兄や仲間がいなければ私も不安だったはず。兄にもいてもらいたかった。
そばにおるはずだ。皆に好かれておるのだな。
兄の七光です。 杉寺に攻め入るわけも知っていますし、
御
こ
仏が
この民は下方者だ。
街道を外れましょう。こちらへ。寺は杉林の向こうです。
そうは捕虜にされておるのか。
いえ、すぐには殺されないよう猛虎に従わせています。
考えたな。
間もなくです。
息を吸え。止めたままでは戦えんぞ。
わかりますか。
我らも長い付き合いになるからな。
ノリオ、クロード様、急ぎ駆けつけました。
櫛寺が味方とは心強い。
杉寺と明島、櫛が一つにまとまりました。
山門から攻めるのか。
はい、その隙に両脇から敵を囲みます。
俺はどうする。
あなたは策に構わず思うままに戦ってください。みんな離れずについてきてくれ。
This is so weird. Everybody looks exactly the same. It's like a bunch of clones. Do I just go in? I guess.
今日死ぬ者は誰一人いない。倒れてもその名は永遠に坂に立たれよう。
did it!
酒井様。
寺を取り戻したな。
ここで暮らしていた時は兄も法師も住職も生きておりました。
今日からまたやり直せばよい。
本堂へ行きましょう。何か盗まれていないか確かめなくては。さあ、こちらです。
ノリオ、酒井様。
どうした？
この中に入ってはなりません。
何があるというのです。いかなる害を受けても失うわけではありません。外側は無事のようですね。
Why is there a monk or a Buddha statue that got destroyed again? Like last time?
何も盗まれていないじゃないか。
ノリオ。
What?
兄さん。
Oh my god.
牢から連れて行かれた時、てっきり
猛虎に全て教えれば、お前だけは逃がすと言われて。
俺は生きてるよ。傷一つない。
住職のことを言ってしまった。法師、櫛寺、赤島も
構うものか。
ずっと耐えてきた。会いたくてな。こんな姿で生きられない。
生きてくれ。
ノリを頼む。やれ。
酒井様、よろしいですか。
ああ。
That's so messed up, man. That actually took me by surprise. I'm a little bit shocked.
ハーチという名だそうです。そいつが兄を生きたまま焼き、手足を切り落としました。
ハーチとやらは死んだのか？
まだ生きています。
ノリオ、兄君は守り手らしく勇ましく死んだ。
どこがです？ハーチの所在は私が突き止めます。その後手を貸してください。
いいだろ
う。雪が止んだら兄を弔います。
So that's why they kept bringing Angel up. right? Reduces all damage by a major amount. That's a good charm. Like, now it makes sense why they kept talking about Enjo. It's like, of course, right? Like, that's just... okay. That's like them... That's like the game, like, making you familiar with the name Enjo. You know what I'm saying? To, like, of course, right? It all makes sense now because you're gonna run into Enjo later on. Like, the game tells you that he's dead, but he's not. Oh my god! Now it finally makes it makes sense now. That was so messed up, though. I don't know what it is about, like, things like that. Like, usually... like, that's not really... I wouldn't really call it horror, but it's kind of like body horror, right? A lot of times it doesn't bother me too much, but in certain circumstances, like where it's out of like nowhere, like you don't really see it coming. In certain contexts, like body horror really gets to me. It's like it makes me cringe. Like actually, like sometimes like actually physically cringe. Like, it didn't get to me that much, like that far this time around, but it almost did. It was like 80% there. Yeah, I don't know what it is about my game right now, but sometimes HDR kicks in and sometimes it doesn't. Usually it does, but like in today's session, like HDR is just not working for me today. I don't know why. And I'm too lazy to restart the game, so... well, it doesn't really matter anymore because I think I'm gonna end the episode here. So yeah, we didn't do too much. We got the Mongol armor and then we did one Norio's questline. It's not that much, but I think I am happy with the progress that we made. It felt like it went on a bit too long, maybe. Or maybe it just feels like it went a long time because I was talking so much this episode. I don't know why. Anyway, yeah, thanks guys. I'll see you next time. I don't know when, but next time. Yeah, thank you. Bye.